Hi guys, GMGM and welcome into this episode of Market Breakdown. Alright, today we're going to be looking at a few pairs, but before we go into it, first off, a big apology for not coming here to give you guys an update on my trades for a while now. It's for two different reasons. Number one, which is the most important, is that like I've always said when I come on this channel to give you guys trade to take, I am always coming here to only give you guys, and I'm also taking for myself the best of the best trade. So it is until I see the market gives me a very solid opportunity before I start to jump in. There's no the reason why a lot of people are subjected to what's it called to losing streak is because they are constantly trading when they are not supposed to be trading. They are constantly taking trades when they are not supposed to be active in the market. And now the second reason is because I am always dropping I'm only dropping my trade in my free Telegram community. So sometimes when I'm unable to come here to give you guys a trade, I just easily just drop it on the Telegram community because I am always busy with with a lot of things actually. So because of that, I'm unable to come here every time to give you guys trade. But you want to do yourself a favor by hitting the link to my free community in the description below, so you can also be part of it, and then you can also take the trades I'm going to be taking with the rest of the members that are already there with us too. All right. So with that being said, let's just dive into today's episode. I don't want this video to be too long, so let's just get to it. So right now before us is Solana USDT, and is one of the pairs we're going to be looking at. And straight when you open this is the monthly time frame. When you check it, the first thing you're seeing is a shoulder, this is a head, and then this is a shoulder. Now this is the neckline, it has been broken, and the reason why the market is pulling back from this area is because of this. If you bring out your Fibonacci and you draw it from this swing high to swing low, to this you try to measure the distance between here to here, you're going to see that the area where the market is starting to pull back from is around the 50 fib region. Now that is the reason why that was the reason why I took some that was the reason why I took some profit here. As you can see, we've been selling since around 158. And that is why I said that this particular area here is going to be for profit taking. Now the market has traded between here before, but it hasn't really shown us that there is a zone between these two major zones. And usually between two major zones, you should be expecting that the market is going to at least give you a pullback or react between the zones. So the reason why I now brought this this Fibonacci to now check for where the market will most likely react to or from is because the market hasn't given us a reaction between this zone before, and then that is why I came here to mark it out. And then as you can see, the market is starting to react to it. Currently we have a morning star candlestick pattern that is forming, and if this should hold, is going to be followed by minimum of two consecutive bullish candles. So if the market closes here, for example, now I am going to be expecting that the market is going to give us at least two bullish candles that is going to follow this one, and I am expecting the pullbacks to come to $126/$125 region, and then give me an opportunity to be able to draw a CTL, most likely on the daily time frame. Then if I now get a 4-hour continuation candle close below the CTL, I am going to start to sell again. Then here is going to be my first level target, and then here is going to be my second level target. Then I am going to that's basically it for Solana USDT. There is nothing much to look out for now. I am basically just going to be waiting for what it is that I've just said that I'm going to be waiting for. Alright, so let's go back to the monthly time frame, and then let's check our next pair. Alright, so on our list next we're going to be looking at BTC USDT. There is something in particular that wants to make me to do an analysis on this BTC USDT. There is something that BTC is doing there. I've seen a lot of people post their chart, but they are missing out on it. Like there's a particular detail they are missing, and that is why I want to actually do this breakdown. That is why I want to add BTC to this particular breakdown, because I still have a couple of pairs I want to be treating with you guys, but I'm not so sure I am going to be able to do it because I don't want this video to be too lengthy. So I'll just do a few. Maybe after this I'll do one more pair, and then we're going to call it a wrap for this particular video. And that means if you want to be part of every trade it is that I'll be taking, again I say the trades I'm going to be taking is solid trades. Like I only take solid trades. I don't jump in from one trade to another. If the trade is not solid, I'm keeping my money until I see something it is that I can be able to know that yes, if I go into this, there is a 90% chance I am going to be profiting from it. Now I'm using the number 90 because this is a business of probability. In as much as you're still waiting for the best of the best trade, you still want to make sure that you manage your risk, because you never can tell what it is that the market is going to do next. And to be if you're being sincere with yourself and you want to actually do you want to do a thorough check in other businesses too, you are going to kind of see that yes, trading is also like, just like trading is, every other business is also risky. Every other business carries its own risk, and that is the reason why you have risk management. You can be able to like use it as a tool that is going to help you. And even there is this thing I like to say here, which is that trading is not as risky as other business. And what I basically mean by that is that you can be able to control your risk when it comes to trading. You can be able to control your risk when it comes to trading, because which is not something you can easily do in other businesses. You can be able to control your risk in other business. It is not every business that you can be able to determine what the market of that particular business is going to do next. But for trading, you can be able to decide, okay, this is the percentage I am going to be risking per trade. And then if I'm risking this, I know that yes, anything else, if I eventually get a loss, I am not taking any trade again. I risk this, I eventually get a loss maybe for the day or for the week, I am not going to be trading again. I'm going to be taking a break. But for any other business, you can't be able to manage your risk and prepare for those scenario. It is not every business that at least allow you to be able to do that. So trading actually gives you a better edge to be able to win, because it even allows you to be able to determine the kind of risk it is that you should be able to take. And then your risk management, let me point this out. This is, like I said, I don't want this to be too long, but then I just feel like saying these things I'm saying so that it's going to help you. Like, you guys are here to learn, so I might as well just give you something that is going to help you. Now, what is going to determine your what is going to determine your risk management, what should determine your risk management percentage is two things. Number one, your risk to reward. Number two, your win rate. Now, your win rate is now being influenced by like a lot of things. How patient you are, the how patient you are, the way it is that you're able to detach yourself from your trading, so you don't stay glued to whatever it is that is going on in your trading account part time. All those things that helps you to be much more disciplined and stay true to your edge as a trader. Those are the components that comes together and helps you to be able to determine your win rate per time, which means your win rate can even be able to grow from, let's say it's 40% now. The more you become more patient in this business, the more you become more patient, the more your win rate is going to grow. It grows from 40, grows to 50, grows to 60, grows to 70, and before you know it, you're winning better in trading than you used to win. And that is the reason why a lot of people traders are able to like go hard or go home. Although a lot of them have a backup plan, which is also advisable for you to have. Let me just let me just end that, because I've said a lot. And let's just come back to this episode. Let me know, go into psychology. Maybe on a special, maybe on another particular video, I can decide to say, okay, what we're going to be doing is psychology talks, just like I do sometimes, and then everything. So if you also want to learn to become a better trader like myself, if you want to learn to become a better trader like myself, you can just easily message the admin that is in charge of the free community. I most times handle it. You can just basically message me, or like message at me, depending on whoever it is that attends to you, and then you can be able to join Exodus Institute. Now, what the advantage that comes with it is that you don't just learn about the crypto market, you learn about the forex market. Immediately after this particular pair, now we've done Solana, we're doing BTC, we're going to be doing one forex pair, and then you also learn about the stock market. Like currently now, myself and the guys in my free community were holding a trade on Tesla, and we've been holding it since last week. You will also come to learn about commodity markets, metals, like all those gold, silver, nickel, palladium, and the rest of them. You would also come to learn about them, how to trade them very well, and not just how to trade, but also how to invest. My how do I put it now? Myself and my student, actually, which is my private community, we've been doing a lot of numbers with Nigerian stocks. We've been doing a lot of numbers with different instruments. So if you want to learn how to not just trade but invest properly, to build a proper and a solid portfolio, such that you would also be able to know that while you're making money from trading, you've been able to build a system, you've been able to build a structure, even from the things it is that you're going to learn from the institute, that is going to help you to be making money even while you sleep. That is going to be helping you to make money on different times, in different occasions, and everything like that. You want to make sure that you're a part of my students. All right, so with that being said, let's just come back to this. So this is the first touch, a second touch, and then we have a third touch on BTC USDT. We have a third touch on BTC USDT, which around the third touch we are now seeing a morning star candlestick pattern. And like I said with Solana, after a morning star candlestick pattern, usually around a zone, the next thing you want to expect is at least two consecutive bullish candles. So right now we're having one of the bullish candle that is already forming. However, I'm going to be expecting a pullback before the actual move starts, and the reason why I'm expecting a pullback, you'll be seeing that on the weekly time frame. But before we go to the weekly time frame, let me point something out, which I was saying the other time. A lot of people are focused on buying BTC, which I am also going to be buying. However, there is something to take note of, which is this. If you look to the left side, you're going to see this. It's looking like a shoulder. If you look at this, it's looking like a head. And then that is the reason why my arrow is stopping here. There's a chance that BTC can get here, and then if this zone decides to hold, this is automatically going to become a head and shoulder pattern. And then I am now going to be waiting for a break below this other black bar, which I basically just use this black bar. It's also a major zone. As you can see, this is the monthly time frame, and then this is a major turn back to the upside. So the reason why I'm using this black bar is so that my chart can stay neat. I love my chart to be neat, so I can be able to have a clearer view and be able to decide better on the trades I'm taking. So I am going to be waiting for a break below this black bar again, a pullback to it, and then a continuation candle close. Then I will now know BTC is now going on a full trend reversal. BTC is now starting to do a full trend reversal, which means I am now going to start to switch my bias from the buy it is that was holding, which means this is going to be my first level target for the buy, and here my overall level target for the my overall level target for the buys around $102,000 region. Then I am going to be switching my bias to sell. If the head and shoulder pattern should form and then it holds. And one of the reasons why I'm thinking this is like why I am very, very hyped on this zone holding BTC is that although there is a high chance, because if you draw a Fibonacci from this swing low to swing high, you're going to see that this is a 50 Fib region, and then the market is forming it's forming a morning star candlestick pattern at a major zone and also at the trend line touch, and it is a third touch of the trend line. The market can decide to go to $150,000. The market can decide to go to $120,000. The market can decide to go to $170,000, which I'm mentioning these figures because if you start to draw your Fibonacci and you see the sequence, you're going to see that yes, these levels are zones where BTC should expect if it goes to the upside. But then the term for now is if. The only time when you're going to be able to get your certainty on buying continuing to buy BTC is when this zone has broken and then you see a pullback to it again and then a continuation, then you want to start to buy, but you want to start to continue to buy again. But for now, the major buy you should be focused on is whichever one it is that you can be able to do to this black buy again, because like I said, I'll be expecting a pullback from this black buy which it has touched. I'll be expecting a pullback to somewhere around here, and you're going to see the reason on the weekly time frame. I'm going to be targeting here back as the first level target, and then this major zone as the overall level target for now. Again, for now, which means I can still buy more. But if you want to be able to know when I'm going to be buying more and all those things, you want to make sure you do yourself a favor by joining my free community. Also, kindly do me a favor. I'm asking you guys of this. I'm coming here to drop value for you guys. The best I think what you guys can just basically use to repay me is subscribing to this channel and then hitting the like button, so that the YouTube algorithm can be able to recommend this video to more people. All right, so buying BTC to $102,000 per coin region. And all right, so let's just go to the weekly time frame, and then I'm going to be showing you the next thing it is that the reason why I am focused on a buy also for BTC. Alright, so if you look at this, let me remove this trend line so my chart doesn't get messy. Like I said, I don't like rough charts. Okay, so now if you look at this is looking like a neckline of a double bottom. This is looking like a neckline of a double bottom. So the market can decide to pull back to this blue bar region here, and then when it pulls back, which is something which is going to even give me a confirmation to my trade, by the way, when it pulls back and then I see a pullback that allows me to be able to draw a CTL and then a 4-hour candle close above the CTL, that is when I am now going to be entering BTC for buys. And then here, which is the this black bar, like I said again, my first level target, and here this $102,000 region is going to be my, or let's just say $500,000 region is going to be my overall level target. So I'm going to be dropping my trades. For every trade I take, I drop it in the free community before I take them. So again, join my free community is going to be of great help to you. I was even anticipating BTC to start to pull back from here before due to this candlestick pattern, but then you decide to go to the black bar region. Hopefully, if that holds, then it gives us a pullback and then a continuation, then I know I have a trade. But if that doesn't happen and then the BTC continues to rally up, I know, okay, BTC is not giving me my own entry. If it gives other people and they are able to bank on it and they are able to make money, then it is like according to their own strategy, then congratulations to them. I am not about that lifestyle of jumping into every trade. I want a clear confirmation before I go into trades. Again, a clear confirmation. I am not jumping into trades that is not solid for me, and this is the reason why I'm not just able to keep my account, but the reason why I'm able to make profit on them consistently. The reason I'm able to make profit on my accounts consistently. All right, so that is it. Let's go back to the monthly time frame and then we check our next pair. That's basically the breakdown for BTC and USDT for now. There is no reason going to the daily or the 4-hour time frame, which is going to be our entry time frame for now, because like I said, we see going to be needing a proper pullback on this. We're going to be needing a proper pullback on this pair. So let's look at should I check GBP USD or Euro South African Rand? Okay, let's do GBP USD. Yeah, all right, so let's do GBP USD, and then that is the reason why I was saying you guys should join my free community, or if you want to learn to do these things for yourself, you can also join my private guys, which are my students at Gbpnzd Institute. Also, Gbpnzd Institute doesn't just teach about trading. Like I said, it teaches finance, like every fundamental knowledge you need to have about buying stocks, the kind of attitude you should have towards investment and everything like that. You're going to learn it at the Gbpnzd Institute, and also you're going to also be able to learn different digital skills. There is UI UX, there is graphic design. There are other courses also that are yet to be accredited into the institute, but which we are currently working on. So you want to make sure you do yourself a favor, join the free community. Then from there you can be able to message the admin, and then you can be able to sign up to the institute. All right, with that being said, back again to our chart. This is the monthly time frame for Gbpnzd. Nothing too much to look at, nothing too fancy here. We just see that the market was trending up for a very long time, and then I drew this trend line holding it, and then I now saw this break below. Then I saw this major what's it called, this engulfing candlestick pattern, this bullish engulfing candlestick pattern, and then I was like, okay, saying to myself, there is a probability that what Gbpnzd has just done is a fake out to the downside, and which means the market can continue to the upside. But then if you look to this if you look at this particular candle, you're going to see this dodgy candle. You're going to see, okay, then it probably means Gbpnzd just want to do a break, retest, and continuation of this particular trend line, which means we might start to have a move to the downside. And just like I said, a break, retest, and continuation, we're now starting to have a bullish candle, a bearish candle rather. We're now starting to have a bearish candle from that trend line. And if the bearish candle should hold, if it should close like this, just like for morning star, because this has now become an evening star, just like for morning star, I'm going to be expecting in this case minimum of 2 bearish consecutive candles, minimum of 2 bearish consecutive candles. All right, let's go to the weekly time frame, because from there is where we can be able to get a much more clearer view of what Gbpnzd is doing. So if you look at this way, you're going to see that yes, there is a much more clearer view in the break, retest, and continuation. So basically what I'm waiting for right now is an entry confirmation. Anything that can be able to give me a break, a clearer pullback, and then a continuation, below this particular zone or below any of these zones, because I am going to be targeting this 2.08000. That is going to be my major target for Gbpnzd. Now these zones are meant to just give me a guide, and as I begin to see break, pullback to below any of these zones, I am going to be adding more positions from whichever one it is that I've been selling. I am just going to be adding more positions and then remove my risk, introducing the risk back as I add more position. Then if I grow risk free again, I am going to be risk free again. I am going to be waiting for another position, add another position, and then I basically just continue to hold. All right, so that is it for Gbpnzd. Let's see if I can look at one more. Let's see if I can check. Okay, this time let's do a commodity. Which commodity do I have in my list, or should I just wrap it up? There's this particular, I can't remember the name, but it's in my journal. But if I check through here, should be able to like bring it for me. But if I don't see it on time, I'll just try and wrap up the video. There's a particular commodity I'm looking out for, and it's looking like I can remember what the chart pattern looks like in my head. The movement of the chart is very, very okay. I'm not seeing it, and I can't remember the name. Let me just, I think all right, so we're just going to be basically ending this session of market breakdown here. So I know I have been able to add more value to you guys from this particular episode. So I want to ask you guys, do well to hit the subscribe button, do well to hit the like button, so that your YouTube algorithm can recommend this to more people, and also so that the subscribe button, so that you don't miss out on whichever trade it is I'm going to be dropping next in the next couple of videos I'm going to be doing. All right, so that is it on today's video. This one we've been holding it for a while now. We've been holding a sell on this one for a while now. Is a stock. Alright, so that is it on today's video. See you guys in the next, or should I say see you guys in my free community here. See you guys in my free community, and peace out. Over.